That bloody milkman needs a new float. 3:30 in the morning, he wakes me every bloody day. When I bought milk from him, he didn't turn up until 11. It was one of the reasons I stopped. I can't remember the others. Oh yes, I can. The milk went off in summer. The cartons were covered in leeches. They must drink chemicals in the plastic. I suppose we all do. Maybe they spill their own blood when trying to penetrate its skin. Either way, it's unhygienic, but he couldn't see it. Looked at me as though I'd robbed his wallet. I half expected him to wake me up with yet another John Paul Jar impersonation, dancing under my window with a couple of starving Africans hired from ransom guilt. Anyway, when you get to my age, it's hard to find sleep again. So I got up and played on Facebook. Got a friend request from Sonia who remembered me with great fondness. I figured it was someone I'd met in the 70s, given a decade here or there. Though she looked particularly young and healthy in a photograph. After my confirmation, it turned out that she'd made a mistake and didn't know me at all. She apologized for the ricket, but thought we should hook up anyway, share a coffee and have some fun. I like coffee, so I considered it a while, but she lives in Romania, and I've had a belly full of EasyJet and Ryanair. After the buggers stranded me in France, forcing me to escape through Spain like a Spitfire pilot in the Second World War, I felt peeved at the recollection.
You try getting your money back.
When I checked my mail, it turned out I'd won £1 million on a BBC lottery. So I replied telling them to give it to the milkman later. I took a call from a London real estate company offering me a fantastic investment opportunity. I explained to the chap what had happened and suggested he give the milkman a call. They employ press gangs, they round up the inhabitants of gambling establishments and imprison them. Before washing their brains, they be in headhunters for telephone sales companies and Cavassas. The real estate bloke phoned me later to say that someone called Sonia had answered his call and was very rude indeed. I apologized for my error and gave him EasyJet's customer services number. You never know. Before all that, I played a few games of chess on my computer until the dog began his ritualistic campaign, and I relented and took him out to Bunkers Hill. It's a piece of land owned by the Woodland Trust that had been purchased under a CPO for a black country ring road. I know this because a complete stranger approached me whilst I sat upon a bench in thin air, playing choo-choo trains with my breath. It's a dog that likes walking. Stranger, alright, mate. Yeah, are you? Stranger. It's all them other buggers. I used to come here when it was Marsha shooting wood, only 2 paths then. Council had it off him for the ring road. Me, it's a nice wood, fenced in, keeps the dogs safe. Is Marsh a local farmer? Stranger. Never built the ring road, did they? But he didn't want it back. Marsh of Marsh and Baxter's butchers. Must be money in mate. Who bought them? I thought, but I didn't say it because it would only have been to let him know that I knew who Marsh and Baxter were. I wondered if he remembered Sid Simmons, a butcher's shop in Kidderminster, before Frank Freeman turned it into a world-famous music venue and lesser-known ballroom dancing school. Polished tiles, cinema seats, parquet floor. I mean, it ended off backwards into the Muse to the tune of Do You Ken? John Peel. Help me, stranger. See ya, me, yeah. See ya, mate. Alfie emerged from the undergrowth, covered in filth, wagging his arse and embracing the stranger. But I didn't apologize. He was obviously a dog man. I watched him disappear in the mist and wondered if I'd witnessed the opening gambit of an angel. And I missed an opportunity, but I left my imagination in bed, so went back to choo-choo trains. The thin air reminded me of my friends from Bledlow Ridge and their new home in the foothills of the Pyrenees. The sun was awash behind the early morning mist, like seeing it through a window fogged by condensation. I was reminded of the woodland that encircles them on their mountain, and of the white Pyrenean mountain dogs. Big buggers look after sheep that came sniffing after their 2 bitches locked up on heat. One of the mountain dogs limped out of the mist on 3 legs, sport in a recent recently severed stump. Now there's an optimist. They must have an animal division. It gets light more slowly on a mountain until the sun pops out from behind a mountain of its own, alone in the sky, bearing a solitary buzzard circling lazily in the absence of crow. It's quiet on the mountain and still, except for an occasional gust, intermittent bird song or distant barking dog. At home it's quiet too, except for the milkman. And later, the yummies taking their kids to school. They could do with a shepherd